Good afternoon, Instagram and Facebook family. This is your host, Lady L, for Business Strategies and Tips. We are going to continue this makeshift kind of consultation, if you will. We talked about your vision, mission, and purpose. We talked about your ideal clients. We talked about your services, your products. We talked about the boom that you want to make through your social media, the different platforms that you want to consider, making sure that they also meet industry specific targeted areas. I don't really like that word, ideal area. Let's change that, okay? We want to keep things positive. We don't want people to think that they're a mark, okay? So some terminologies change with time. So we are going to now, we talked about yesterday, bringing the wow, bringing the funk as we used to call back in the day. But at the end of the day, people want to make sure that they are getting a good quality product or service from your business, that you are providing excellent customer service. And we'll be talking about that later on in the rest of the series, because that is crucial to your business. No customers, no business. No satisfied customers, no repeat business. Please keep that in mind. But now we want to get to the soup and the nuts. I'm basically addressing this to people who are brand spanking new to the either self-employed or the entrepreneur, the business owner. You're just starting out. We've laid down a little bit of the groundwork. Of course, the actual consultation will be more specific to your particular project that you're beginning to start. But there are some things that are just standard across the board of all businesses that you need to have in place. So you may either want to take some notes, or you can re-listen to this and all of the other shows that we've had since the 4th of April on my YouTube channel. That is Lady Verne, Ladyverne, all one word. And all of our previous shows are recorded there. You can listen to them, take notes. You can even have employee meetings or group meetings, your leadership, whatever aspect of business that you're in, and you can sit down and we can even do workshops with these types of sessions where we would get more in depth and more specific to your particular business. So we do have workshops, we do conferences, we do trainings. That's crazy. We do trainings. Oh, you gotta have fun when you're working in business, man, because it can be tedious, but you gotta have a sense of humor, okay? You really, really do. It just helps make the day go by. There'll be certain businesses that I'll be referencing to because they have been such great examples to me and great encouragement to me as to how they either market their business, how they engage their employees so that the employees can engage your clients. And so we're just, even though you have to really take care of business with your business, you still want to have some element of fun. You still want to have some element of humor, because who wants to come to a business every day, even if it's your own, and it's like, oh God, I'm going to my own business today? Then you might as well have kept the job. And I'm not telling you to give up your day job for this. If you have a day job, there's a plan that you have to put in place, and that's what Success Beyond Strategies is all about, making sure that you have plans, layouts, blueprints, infrastructures, things that roadmaps that you are following to make sure that you're taking your business step by step by step. So that, because that first 1 to 3 years, and then that first 3 to 5 years is so critical in making sure that you are laying the right foundation so that you can develop a successful, profitable business. So with that being said, let's jump right in. And we're talking about establishing your business entity. What are you? Are you a corporation? Are you an LLC? Are you an S Corp? Are you a C Corp? Are you a tax-exempt organization, commonly known as a 501c3 or 501c, because there's at least 10 different 501c's companies. So it depends on what you're doing. But the most common that everyone is familiar with is the 501c3. So with that being said, let's go down our little checklist here. Once we have clarified, as we have forestated in the other sessions, the name is down pat, the name is rock solid, the name is on lock, as they say. So now we can begin to build. So there's still some preliminary things and maybe some things that will overlap in your development process, because a lot of people, well, there's some things, yes, you do first. But to be honest, there's some other things that you really need to do first before you do the first that we commonly know, such as your EIN number. Okay, you could get an EIN number, but do you have for your business, but do you have a business address? Do you have a business phone number? Do you have a business email? Do you have a business website? Because for some of these items that we're going to be applying for, they ask for this basic standard information. So to be honest, once you've clarified your business name, you know it's good with the federal and state government, you know it's good for your domains, it's good for your social media setups. Now we're going to take care of the foundational parts. You want to get a business address. Most of us work from home. We have that separate office. We have that designated office. If you don't, you need to make one, because that's how it's going to be classified. If it's in a home, they do a Google search, and there's no separate entrance to that room, separate from the main entrance of the house. When it's time to go for different levels of funding and trade lines and things of that nature, they want to see an address. So you may want to consider usually using a virtual address. Make sure it's a legitimate virtual business address company. We will be able to assist you with that information as well when you make your consultation with us. So making sure that you have a business telephone number that is with a reputable business telephone number carrier. Okay? I highly recommend an 800 number. It just gives your business more validity, but you can get a local business number. But it just has that prestige and poise about it when you have that business 800 number. And believe it or not, these things are not as expensive as you think. But again, you are investing in your business. And if you set it up correctly, majority of what you'll be spending in your preparation and your setup becomes a business deduction or business expense that can be used in a deductible manner. So you must have a investment mentality, not a consumer mentality. You must have an investor mentality when you're establishing your business entity. So making sure that you have that business address, that business phone number, making sure that you're listed in your Google searches, your 411 searches, so that when funders looking to do business, they want to make sure that they can find you in a business listing. So that is very critical to make sure that you have these things in place. Once you have all of those things in place, even developing your website, it doesn't have to be a major beginning, but you do need to have a roadmap for your website, because there's certain things that you can really get into your website. You want to make sure that you are able to schedule appointments through your website. Even people that can schedule consultations, even pay for consultations, or your products and services, you want to make sure that you have the right funnels in place, that you have the right information that you can put into your websites, keeping them short, sweet, but having that impact, having that wow factor, so that it will definitely draw your customers in. When you have truly established all of that, then we can go through the rest of the next processes, because again, that information is going to be repetitious. You'll already have it in place. For those that have been following me in my shows here, you know that I don't like to double back. So if you can get it set up in the very beginning, you don't have to reach back and do certain things. We talked about when it comes to funding, if you're going for grants or contracts, especially if you're going for county contracts or state contracts or federal contracts, you don't have time to get certifications. You don't have time to do registrations. because you will have deadlines to meet and prove in advance that you are already equipped and ready to run that contract. Even if you have to get subcontractors on any level of your business, even in ministries, if you have to use subcontractors to do certain things, you want to have all of these things in place. You want to have all your checks and balances, your ducks in a row, your I's dotted, your T's crossed, so that when these opportunities come across your desk, you're just making it rain with information. So that's important. Once you have those foundational things done, then we can apply for your EIN number, which is the identification number for your business. It belongs to you. It doesn't go away. Even if you have to, for God forbid, if you have to dissolve your business, that EIN number still belongs to you. Just like your Social Security number for your personal, it belongs to you. It's not that somebody else can take that number. It's not that the government recycles them or reroutes them. It belongs to you. So it's very important that you understand the value of what you have in your EIN number. So you want to make sure it's safe. You want to make sure that you use it in a secure manner, that you're not being, haphazard with it, or what I like to call nilly-willy with it. You have to be a business mentor in all of your paperwork and your documentations. Now, when you talk about your entity, do you want to be a C Corp, an S Corp, an LLC, a corporation? 501c3 companies usually start out as a corporation. You can have LLC arms connected to it, depending on what businesses that it must connect to your vision, mission, and purpose. Again, those are all detailed things that we go into when we specifically look at your entity establishment. And there's other federal forms that you need to file to do certain classifications, like for an LLC, you may want to consider an S Corp depending on what industries you're going to be looking at. So it is very important that we get all of those foundational informations together. You're going to be looking at your state registration. Wherever you're doing business, you may have multiple locations in multiple states. So you want to look at the most advantageous state to initially register your business. So we discussed that in your consultation. We talk about things as such to have in place, such as business insurance. You must have business insurance, even if it's just you. You must have business insurance because there's liabilities involved. There's workman compensation involved, especially if you're having people work with you, subcontract with you. There's things that you need to have in place to protect you and to protect the clients and subcontractors, everyone that you may be serving and working with. You must have a business lawyer. All businesses have a lawyer on some level of retainer. We talk about that in your consultation. A accountant. You may want to look at your local state CPA. Like, for instance, New Jersey has NJS CPA. There are other states that have a statewide CPA firm, because then they have specialized CPAs, just like doctors are specialized in certain services. CPAs and lawyers are specialized in certain services. So you want to make sure that you're retaining the right CPAs, the right lawyers. These aren't people you're paying on a monthly basis, but you do need to establish a relationship with them. There are some services out there that do have a small monthly fee. It's worth every penny, because to be able to just pick up your phone, have access to a lawyer, or have access to a lawyer on their app, because everything is turning into apps now. So you want to make sure that you have someone that is as close to you as the palm of your hand with your phone to be able to reach out. We're talking about registering with business entities such as Dunn's, because they are one of the major credit reporting, along with other credit reporting firms for businesses. For those that are interested in government grantings, you want to make sure that you're registered with SAMS.gov and grants.gov and these different major entities that you want to make sure that is in your arsenal. For my tax-exempt organization or my 501c people, you must have your articles of incorporation and your bylaws. Those are your legal documents that dictate how your business is ran, how your business is covered legally. God forbid, but if you find yourself in a court of law regarding your tax exempt organization, one of the first documents that the judge is going to ask you for are your current articles of incorporation and your bylaws. There's something that needs, those two documents need to be reviewed on an annual basis with your board. You must have a board. The board is a minimum of 3 people, but you want to keep that number odd. You want to keep it at a sizable amount of people, influential people. We talk about that in detail, so that you are having a strong governing body for your tax exempt organization. Filing the application with the Internal Revenue Service. So though that information is very, very critical. Under the auspices of your EIN number, you have various codes that identifies your industry. It is critical that you are matching up that code with your industry, because it has everything to do with your funding. It has everything to do with your state registration, your industry codes, your business codes, who's your responsible parties, who's your incorporators. So all of these things comprise of the basic early foundations. What we've been talking about this week is what you need to have in place. I don't recommend building anything else on top of your business until you have done the things that we have talked about, such as your vision, mission, and purpose. How do you plan on executing your ideal client, your products and services, making sure that they're clear and concise, making sure that your social media foundation is established, that you know what direction you want to take your social media, because it is such a huge and vast arena that you want to be as strategic as possible, because if not, you'll be all over the place and you'll be overwhelmed. You don't want to be overwhelmed when you can have a strategic plan in place. Then once we make sure that all those checks and balances are done, then we make sure that federal, state, your entity, all of that is on lock, ready to be gone to service your clients and customers. So with that being said, we're going to have an awesome rest of the week. I got some goodies for you even on next week. So just stay tuned and stay locked in. Again, this is Business Strategies and Tips with Lady L. I am your host, Lady L. Please visit my YouTube channel at Lady Verne, Ladyverne, and you'll be able to listen to all of the other messages. Please leave comments. I'd love to have your feedback if any of this information is helpful to you. And most of all, if there's any specific areas that you are having some concerns that you would like to address, you can put that in the comment section. I'll be going through them and making sure that we are addressing on my Instagram channel, my Facebook page. Feel free to drop even on the shows any questions, concerns that you may have that we can help address them for you. With that being said, have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday, and we'll see you same time tomorrow, same station. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.